I want to give massive thanks to all of my supporting members and patrons. Thank you all so very much. I did click it. Let me try again. I just said, hello everyone, good evening. Tonight's likely to be a bit of a hot one. I'm sure that just about everyone must have heard about this. All the goings on in the community. Now, I see we've got quite a few people in the chat, including some names that are new, probably drawn over from other channels. I suspect UniRock, and that's absolutely fine. I want to welcome you all. The way we go, yeah, it wasn't my fault on the sound. I did press the button. I didn't forget. It just I must have literally missed it. I welcome people's opinions differing. That's absolutely fine. But I'm going to say this to you guys, you new guys, and to my usual crowd. Because of the nature of this subject, I'd like everybody to please try and be careful. So I've got this balance wrong on here. I can't hear myself at all. I'm getting a buzz. Can you all hear me now? Hopefully you can. Everyone to try and be as respectful as possible. You can discuss, you can argue, of course. Now, my fine mods, I got a tough job. Mods, I do want people to discuss. I want this to be a bit of a chat about the whole situation. If someone goes too far, please give them fair warning. I don't want people just being toned out left, right and centre, okay? But I will say anything like, I'm not saying anyone would, but anything like racism or hate speech like that, bang, you're gone, okay? Whoever you are. Right, I'm not going to go through and say hello to everyone because there's so many there. As always, I'm really grateful for everyone who's come. Just so that everyone is aware, I have sent an invite via Twitter to UniRock. However, it was fairly short notice, and there's no particular reason for him to come here. That's if he's even found out about it. But I have invited him. So if he doesn't come, please don't read anything into that other than he may not have even heard about it. Even if he does, he may not wish to, and that's his right, of course. Tonight is not a bashing for UniRock. Tonight is not some sort of yeehaw, this community is all good, let's cover everything up. Far from it. Far from it. I'm trying to play strictly down the middle. I think there may be, well, I'm sure there's plenty of other people anyway, but I feel I'm in quite a good position to do that, in that I did not publicise a single one of these GoFundMes. I have not contributed to a single one of these GoFundMes. Some of them even happened before I was on the scene, but I have not contributed to any of them. And the people that have come out so far, being Sean Hufford and Ilya Moon, I've never spoken to either of them. I have no reason to like or dislike them. I have had no connection with them. I've heard of both, but had no dealings with them, okay? So I want to sort of pour some oil on troubled waters. Now, I don't know why Uni initially thought, hey, I want to look into this stuff. I have no idea the reason, whether it's just some feeling he had or if someone had tipped him off to something. I don't know. And for tonight, that doesn't matter. But I want to both give some credit to Uni and I was going to say issue a word of warning, but that's wrong. But ask him to be careful. Perhaps that's a better way to put it. First of all, the credit. Uni has uncovered two things that I'm aware of. Whether it's anything else or not, I don't know. But he's uncovered two things that I'm aware of. Firstly, with Sean Hufford, that Sean didn't use the money raised for the purpose it was raised for. And it has turned out that Uni was right about that. And with regard to Ilya Moon, he has brought to the fore the fact that her fundraiser was totally illegitimate. So let's quickly go back to the Sean Hufford thing first. I don't know all the ins and outs, but basically Sean was in a position and apparently needed to get out of whatever tenancy agreement and move across the country. And a GoFundMe was done with the help of Red's Rhetoric to raise about $10,000. Money was raised. I'm not sure if it was the full 10 or whatever, but a large amount of money was raised. And apparently Sean did not use it for the purpose it was raised. He didn't use it just to pay off any tenancy agreement. He may have used it on other things to do with living expenses and that. I don't know all the ins and outs, but he didn't use it for the purpose it was intended. Uni has brought that to the fore, as I said. Evidence has come out about things like tenancy agreements and that. And Sean Hufford has held his hands up and said that he did wrong. And there was, I think it's on Red's channel, there's tearful apologies and so on. However genuine you think those apologies are or not, he has come out with that. So Uni was right on that. Sean was wrong to do what he did. Now, whether that pushes the bounds into illegality or just wrongness, just lying to people, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, and certainly American laws are different anyway. But I'm not a lawyer, so what I would say is the evidence that Uni has, and I think he said he has, needs to be passed on to the authorities. I believe that that's the case. Then obviously that will go through due process, and whatever comes out of it comes out of it. I think the Sean Hufford thing was a large amount of money. If it was a couple $100, people would probably moan about it. He'd say sorry and go away, and that would be the end of it. But it was a large amount of money. But from an outsider's point of view, and at face value, with the situation we're in now, it looks as though he basically warning, words I don't normally use. It looks as though he's basically fucked up, panicked, lied, tried to cover it up. Stupid, but hey, we've all been there. However, there is also the possibility that it was deliberate. I don't know that. That's why the authorities need to investigate. Then the other thing with Ilya Moon, that's more clear cut. Again, I don't know what gave Uni the idea to look at that, unless he's just generally got the bit between his teeth and is gunning for everyone. I don't know. But for whatever reason, he started looking into this Ilya Moon thing. She did a fundraiser, something to do with paying some medical bills for some cancer treatment in her jaw. It turned out, I believe Uni found this out, it turned out that she'd done a fundraiser sometime before under a slightly different name for the exact same amount. and he did digging, and it was looking more and more dodgy, and people started talking to Ilya, trying to get to the bottom of it, and she lied. She said that she'd had these various medical bills to pay. She ended up showing Reds and Flat Earth receipts and bank statements and logging into an account apparently, but it turned out that these receipts or invoice or whatever was fake. Invoice numbers didn't match up, amounts didn't match up, payments and all this sort of thing. And then she has confessed and said that she basically did this GoFundMe to raise a bunch of cash. Now that is not just someone fucking up. That's someone, well, there's no two ways about it, someone defrauding people. So I am giving credit to Uni for both of those, in that he identified that there was an issue with Sean's, and with Ilya he found a totally illegitimate GoFundMe. So far so good. Where I have a problem is with some of Uni's techniques. Not his investigative techniques, because obviously he's got to the bottom of a whole bunch of stuff, but his scattergun approach. Now, going back to the Sean Hufford thing, a lot of the push for this fundraiser was done on Red's Rhetoric's channel. Hosting the fundraisers or whatever, or providing the links. Other people will have done that as well, because Sean was part of the community. We know each other. You know people in here. Some you know better than others. Some who you consider friends. Maybe they've helped you out with things, whether, I've had people help me out with a bit of artwork or a bit of music or whatever, and you get to trust people. Now, if someone you've known for quite some time, and I don't know how long he did know him, says, I'm in trouble and can you help me, your first, rightly or wrongly, your first reaction is not going to be, right, I'm going to do investigation, let me see a tenancy agreement, you're going to trust your friend. That's what friends do. Now, in this particular instance, that was a mistake. We all make mistakes. That's not illegal. It's not illegal to be too trusting. It's not illegal to be decent enough to want to help people. Now, Uni has been accusing Reds of being involved to a greater or lesser extent. Now, Uni, if you've been doing some investigating and you think you have some evidence to show that Reds was involved and that it was more than just Sean fucking up, that either Sean or Sean and Reds or whoever had this as a plan, then you need to take that to the authorities. And if there was evidence to show that Reds was involved in something underhand like that, something fraudulent, then the authorities need to deal with him. Definitely. Now, it's not my place to say if he was or not. All I can speak for is the dealings I had with Reds is that he seemed like a thoroughly decent chap. Now, if he had said to me, hey, could you do a fundraiser for me, because I might have been inclined to help him. He was always friendly to me. And I didn't have a massive amount of dealings with him, but enough. And he seemed like a straight up guy. And my gut feeling is to trust people unless they give me cause otherwise. And I'm sure that's how Reds felt about Sean. Now, you've also... So I'm keeping an eye just in case Uni does turn up. As I said, I'm not expecting him. I just put in the invite. Now, I actually saw a stream or a video of Uni's, and I just made a straightforward comment. This is going back a few weeks. I just basically said, look, if you've got some evidence against whoever, I can't remember if it was against Sean at that time, I'm not sure if it come out yet, but I said, go to the authorities. And he said, yeah, I have. Okay. But then he started on me saying, why aren't you calling him out? Well, it's not my job to investigate people left, right and centre with every accusation that comes up, because that's all it was. Now, I suppose you could say I'm calling out Sean and Ilya now because the evidence is out. Well, I'm not going to do anything before any evidence is out. Now, that made me, I've got to be honest with you, it made me feel rather uncomfortable because mine was no more than a straightforward comment saying, if you got some evidence, go to the authorities. And then I felt as though I was suddenly in the firing line, and some of your subscribers or people commenting on your videos, a couple of them turned on me and said, what are you hiding? Come on. Just because I know the guy doesn't mean, I'm talking about Reds, doesn't mean that if he was guilty of anything, that I am involved or guilty or anything. Now, I've not followed all of your videos. I actually was pointed at a couple of your latest tweets by Lolcow University overseas there, but I did try watching them because Lolcow, I think it was Lolcow, said I should watch the latest one. Unfortunately, it won't play, so I don't know what was on it. There's a difference between doing some investigation, and it sounds like you've done some clever stuff, whether it's digging out stuff about invoices or calling the hospital with Ilya or whether Nate did, whoever. That's great, that's fine. And then when you get the evidence, you go to the police. Because actually, when you think about it, if you think, great, I've got this evidence against Fred, I'll do this video, you actually could be jeopardising an actual investigation about it when it comes out. You could have screwed up the chance of a successful prosecution. I'm not saying you have, but you could. You've got to be very careful. Now, as well as me, I've seen you've had a lot of dealing with Fight the Flat Earth as well. On some of your thumbnails, he was included. His name was included in a few titles or whatever, saying he was involved with Reds and Sean. Not that certainly at that time anything had been shown to prove that Reds has done anything wrong. I have not seen anything. Whether you've got evidence or not, I don't know, but I have not seen anything. But you were attacking Fight just because Fight was a friend of his. Now, this is definitely where you're going wrong, because doing stuff like that is slander. You can't just chuck shit and see if it sticks. If you've got a thought or a little bit of evidence that makes you think, I think so and so is dodgy, dig deeper. That's fine. What you can't do is make wild ass accusations against people. It's just not the done thing. Fight's a big boy, so let's just take him as an example. I don't know all the ins and outs of what you're accusing him of, but I know that he was not at all happy that you having his name in thumbnails and so on, and I don't blame him, because to whatever extent it's part or all of his livelihood. He needs to protect that. But if you felt he had done something wrong, do your digging, get your evidence, go to the authorities. Job done. Now, if you had evidence against him, went to the authorities, and the authorities decided, hey, he's done something dodgy, we're going to prosecute. Well, I would give you a round of applause, and I would be shocked and upset that someone who I do consider a friend had done something. However, that would be right. I mean, unless you're talking about basically everybody in this community being in on it, on some great big scam, for which you're going to need a shed load of evidence. But if you're not talking about that, and you're talking about 1, 2, 3, or whatever number of bad apples, well, we know we got 2. We had Sean, although I think it was more screw up. But okay, he did wrong. You got Ilya, who definitely did wrong, and everything you've shown would make it appear she definitely acted illegally. So you got a number, whatever that number is, of bad apples. Fine. You can't blame everyone for that, Uni. I got at least your gaze and a bit of a withering eye from you purely because I said go to the authorities. If you've got evidence, I would want you to go to the authorities. If there is evidence and someone has committed an offence like Ilya, I would want her dealt with. I didn't lose any money, but decent people, no doubt decent people on here who I know to a greater or lesser extent have lost money. We wouldn't want her to continue doing that. Don't want anyone to be scammed out of money. I wouldn't want flat earthers, our mortal enemies. I wouldn't want them to fall for it. Hell, we don't like seeing them stump up all this money to support certain flat earth creators, because we know that those certain flat earth creators aren't real believers in the flat earth, but people are in it just for the money and to screw as much as they can out of people. Unfortunately, what they're doing is not illegal. It's despicable, but not illegal. So there's nothing we can do about that. I don't want to see those people conned out of their money, and I wouldn't want to see people scammed out of their money by playing on their heartstrings using an excuse like the cancer, which is absolutely despicable. Sorry, I'm just checking. Yeah, absolutely despicable. There's no excuse for that. I make no excuse, and I'm not aware of anyone who does. What prompted me to do this tonight is I saw a video by another creator. And I was really quite upset. It's a friend of this channel. Friend of this channel, Global Mom. She put out a video, I think it was today, but certainly very recently. Global Mom put out a video apologising to everyone because she had provided links to Ilya Moon's cancer GoFundMe. All she had done was try to support someone who she thought was a friend in trouble. That's to be applauded. Now it turns out that friend had lied to her. It turns out that friend had used her as well as other people. So yeah, some people who were subscribers or viewers to Global Mum's channel no doubt contributed and no doubt have lost some money. They are victims, but Global Mom is a victim as well. To see her doing an apology video, not just saying, look guys, you never guess what, so-and-so was a scammer, sorry, didn't mean. She was genuinely upset, and she shouldn't be in that position. She did nothing wrong. Oh, very nice, Lolcow. Now, Lolcow, there was something I was going to say to you. Drama queen, people have been scammed. Yes, Lolcow, people have been scammed. That is what I'm saying. And scammers need to be dealt with. Yes. The drama queens are the ones. That was pretty much what I was going to say. Like, I've got to be honest and say, like yourself. Right earlier on, you were saying, "Oh, more's coming out. More's going to go down. There's going to be some big news." Well, what I would say is, again, there was no reason to think this. I want to pick someone's. It's probably best not to pick a name. I'll pick my own name, okay? Just for the sake of argument. Let's say that Uni has done investigations and he has found something about me, okay? I've not done any GoFundMe, so I don't know what he could find, but just for the sake of argument, he's got some rock hard evidence. Fine. He should take it to the authorities. If he thought, you know what, I want to find out more about it, he could come to me and say, "Hey, Mr. S, I've got evidence of this. There's these receipts. There's that timetable which says you were in so-and-so. And can you justify that?" He could do that. I'd have no obligation to answer it, but he could do that. What he shouldn't do is go blasting videos about it, alleging X, Y, and Z against me. Now, if he's got that evidence, he should go to the authorities. You are making this, and people are getting hurt. That's, to be honest, that's the main point of tonight. People are getting hurt. Yes, you've got a scammer like India Moon. I have said that, I mean, and she's admitted she has scammed people. That needs to be dealt with. The authorities do need to deal with. And right at the top of this, I gave credit to Uni for initiating and doing whatever level of investigation he'd done. I know other people got involved as well. So I am not knocking Uni at all for doing that. Okay? But for saying, you know that person, you didn't call them out, therefore you're involved, that's wrong. You can't paint everybody with the same brush. Do you get it? So I'm not being a drama queen, far from it. I am hurt at what's happened to this community. Yes, absolutely. We have got one person who either screwed up or certainly lied and was dishonest to whatever extent. Whether it's illegal or not, I don't know. And we got a second person who definitely appears to have done something that's illegal. Okay? I am not trying to hide that at all. I think at least the second one needs to be dealt with legally, and possibly the first one. That could be looked at, investigated. I'm not trying to sweep anything under the carpet. What I'm trying to do is say, let's have a sense of perspective, not with regard to how much money, because the first one was 10 grand, the second I think was about 3,500-4,000, I could be wrong on that, dollars. So yeah, overall it's a lot of money, so I'm not trying to belittle that at all, but I could look at a name. Well, there you are, Lolcow. You know, you've obviously heard of Reds, so why didn't you speak out about it? Why didn't you do video? You can't do that. You have to investigate things. Now, I don't have skills to. Well, I do have certain skills, but I haven't got full detective skills to investigate it, or technical skills to investigate IP addresses or whatever. That's not me. Okay, so if I had a certain level of evidence against someone, I would take it to the authorities. I've gone to the authorities before and done a couple of videos. One with regard to a doxing attempt and one with regard to hate speech. So I've put my money where my mouth is. I went to the authorities. And that's what I'm saying Uni should do. Now, I believe he has. And that's cool. That's absolutely cool. But if there is a bad person, what you want is to sharpshoot them. What you don't do is carpet bomb. Because, yeah, you're going to get them if you carpet bomb. Unfortunately, you're going to destroy everyone else who is totally innocent. Everyone else who was also taken in by and a victim of the scammer or I don't know what the right word is. Ilya appears to be a full-on scammer. Sean, I'm being honest, I don't know. certainly did wrong. Okay, so I'm not belittling it. But people knew them, people trusted them. As I said, I didn't particularly know either, but I know Fight the Flat Earth. Okay, I do know him. Now, let's sort of move it across. Let's say Fight was the person who had a GoFundMe and used it for other things, and I'm the person who said, "Hey, people, I've got this friend of mine, Fight. I want you to raise some money." Okay, under those circumstances, he needs to be dealt with by the law. I have screwed up and trusted him. That's what you'd be talking about. It doesn't mean I've done anything illegal. You're making comments. Sorry, I haven't had the chat. So if you've made comments, I've missed it. Yeah, log cow. All right. I said at the top of this stream, I want and welcome other people's comments. That's fine. But just being abusive to people is getting you timed out. I don't want that. Okay? You can argue with people, you just don't need to be highly abusive, okay? Then you can continue joining in. Now, like I said, I had hoped Uni could come on because I could talk to him about it. I know there's mixed feelings about him. He's certainly got a following who think he's great, and I know he stirs up strong feelings with people who disagree. I've got to be honest, I've not really had any dealings with him prior to this, so I haven't got an axe to grind either way, other than the fact, as I said, me just mentioning about going to the authorities, which I thought was just a sensible thing to do. Straight away it felt, whoa, there's a target painted on my back. That's wrong, because I'd had given no reason to show I was involved with anything. As I said, I don't know Sean, didn't get involved, didn't publicise it, didn't pay into it, hadn't mentioned it. So that's where I think you're wrong, Uni. So I think that's my message to you. If I can try and sum that up, I've been talking now for an hour, try and sum it up. Uni, investigate away if you think there's something wrong. That's fine. Okay? Pull together your evidence, go to the authorities. If you're going to do a video about it, which of course is your right, be careful because that you don't prejudice an you prejudice a trial, but you don't screw up an investigation. And be careful that you're not slandering people or libeling people, whichever one it is. You know what I mean. If you're going to accuse someone of something, you better have damn good evidence. Maybe you have. But I think you need to be careful, because the other thing is, even with the two known bad apples, this is a good community that does support each other. And I know that you're not really in on this community. As I said, this isn't a bash Uni, and I'm not trying to, but you're not in, fully in on this community. That's fine. But do be aware that it is a social community for a lot of people. And you spotting something wrong within it is fine, but it's unfair just to charge in like a bull in a china shop and throw accusations and toss your head and horns everywhere, smashing left, right and centre. Be a bit more judicious, I would say. Okay. He hasn't turned up, which is fine. If you do watch this, Uni, I'm not holding that against you at all, and I don't want anyone to hold against him. He may know absolutely nothing about it, and of course it's his right anyway not to come on if he didn't want to. So I'm not judging you at all about that. Let's just have a quick look, because I did see I had some super chats. Where are we? Do you know, I don't even know what date it is today. What date is it today? 6th of May. Dates are showing up funny on here. Let me refresh. Right, that's a bit better, I think. Where are we? Okay. Right, first one was Now Opinion. Hi Now. By the way, that object is en route to Little Miss Now. For 55 Swedish krona. Drama night. Let's go. Yeah. And then, and thank you for that. David Oliver, £5. I've actually stopped smoking, Mr. Sensible. I haven't had a smoke since Saturday. Well done you, my friend. Congratulations. I know how tough it is. Good luck. And then Andreas Elt for 20 krona. Please buy a new battery for the cheese clock. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I can't win. No battery, people moan about it. If it is, then the edits and the video look funny, so I can't win. So most of the time I use the green screen. Now Opinion again, 55 krona for the battery fundraiser. Thank you. And Now Opinion again for 55 krona. I feel my super chats today has been a bit out of touch. And by the way, Globe Mum doesn't need to apologise to anyone. I agree with you. I did find it quite upsetting, and I was thinking, if I had known Ilya and had heard that story, hell, I would be very likely to have said, you know what, I'll mention it on the channel, see if we can get some support. And I'd have been caught out just the same as Global Mum. Now, what would I do if I had done that and this has just come out? I'd be saying to like, guys, remember back whenever I mentioned about this GoFundMe for Ilya or whoever raising money. I don't know if any of you did, but it turns out it was a scam, and I got conned just like you. And I'm sorry for anyone who lost any money. That's it. I would have done the decent thing by trying to help out by publicising it. Subscribers done a decent thing by deciding to chip in. They got conned. I'd have got conned. Did nothing wrong. So I felt quite upset for Mom. Right. XXXILD. Thanks for weighing in, Mr. S. I'm glad I stuck around for this. We shall try to be a little less judgmental. Well, thank you, XXXILD. I don't know, but I'm guessing you're from Uni's channel. I appreciate that. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay? Because as I said, yeah, Uni was right. He found some bad uns. There's no denying that. Anyone who is denying it is trying to sweep it under the carpet. But he needs to be a bit more careful, as I said, for legal reasons, and have a bit of feeling, thought and respect as well for people who have been hurt and caught and are very upset. But thank you for that. I'm just scrolling back a bit. What have we got? Colon. Gerhard Selig, hello to you. Tommy Grunfeldt, I never smoked. I should have a damn medal. It shouldn't be too difficult for you to give up then, Tommy. Yeah, it is a shame. I mean, like I said, I totally understand, but it is a shame that Uni isn't here. It would have been nice to talk about it. Yes, that's right. May the 4th, wasn't it? And then it's Revenge of the 5th. Do you know what? I was really disappointed. My youngest daughter, it was her birthday on May the 5th. I was really cross that she wasn't born on May the 4th. Oh, I just seen. Let me just refresh because I don't want to miss any. Super chat. Cygnus TSP has super chatted $5 US. Thank you, Cygnus. Bottom line is any future fundraiser needs to be set up using a legal trust with an EIN, which is an American tax number of some sort, isn't it? And trustees who'll be held responsible. I agree, Cygnus, that people have got to be damn careful. Excuse me. People have got to be damn careful. Everything's got to be above board. Incidentally, here's a couple of zingers for you. I haven't seen it, but I got notice tonight that Mr. Antonio Subarats is doing a fundraiser for $50,000 for a yacht, but I'm not sure why he wants it. And Eric Dubé has been pushing a group which includes Dell, and others, to carry out this experiment called Force the Line, which at face value sounds like quite a clever experiment. You take a fairly level piece of land and basically fasten in fence posts every 10 foot apart over a 10-mile span apparently. Then you fasten a top rail along, each time keeping it as level as you can. Now, with a ball earth, of course, those posts will all be perpendicular. Each of those top bars will be level, but will be following the curve. Under that, you do a second line of bars, and you make them absolutely straight. So, of course, one's curving down, the other's going straight, so you're going to see the curve. That's the idea. I don't know quite how you'd really go about it. But they're doing a GoFundMe for it. For $100,000. $100K to build a 10-mile fence to prove what we all know isn't the case. Absolutely ridiculous. I did see that one guy made a donation about £2. He says, it's not going to work, but I made this donation just so I can say what an idiot Dell is, and waffled on about that. But 100,000. Now that, even if it's not a scam in that they were going to spend money and try and build this fence, justifying 100,000 seems rather dodgy. And I think the largest contribution I saw might be £500, £500. I could be wrong, it could be 250, but there were numerous people had donated £100 for something like that. Now, I think that's quite scammy. Hello, Blue Marble Science. Are they making a post out of gold? Yeah, I don't know. It's sorry, I'm just reading back something. Right, okay. Yeah, Force the Line, says Jack D. Most idiotic experiment of all time. Yeah, the principle behind it is sound, but how they think they're going to get all these bars truly level just using a spirit level, which has got a bubble, which, you know, is going to vary, it's just ridiculous. I could actually help them out, or throw a spanner in the works, but I don't want to. I'm saving it for a debate. Incidentally, just in case he's listening, Austin Whitsitt, I asked to debate, and he said yes. This would be on modern day debates. Austin, if you're listening, I did provide you with the dates that James said are good that I can also make. Can you make either of those? Because you're not responding to me now. I hope it's not a problem with your email. Yeah, actually, someone else said, Tusk, that they donated the money. They made this sarky comment about Dan, and they said, I know it's going to be closed down as a scam, so I'll get my money back. Which I thought was quite interesting. Yes, Sabre Legal. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? There's got to be, there's got to be cheaper ways than £100,000 to prove the Earth is flat, hasn't there? Like, well, how much is the trip to Antarctica? It's not that much, is it? It's a lot of money, but not that much. Why don't they do that? Why don't they try and sail round Antarctica? Because they're supposed to try and debunk their own theory, aren't they? So if their theory is Antarctica is an ice wall that goes all the way around the world, they should try and sail round it with the predicted size based on the globe. Of course, they're having travelled X thousand miles, they won't be back where they started, and they'll have proved it's apparently it's not flat. Yeah, so it's a bit worrying actually. £100,000, if they get anywhere near that, because my understanding is with GoFundMe that, once you take the money out, that's it. In theory, you can spend it on whatever you want. Doesn't make it right, doesn't necessarily make it legal, but someone could be pocketing an awful lot of money. Well, when I looked, I'm not sure how long it's been up, but it's already about £3,000 worth. Well, thank you, Jack D. Jack, are you from Uni's channel? You're not a name I've seen before. Like I said, you're very welcome. I'm a very relaxed person. I'm a man built for speed. Low coefficient of drag, my friend. Yeah, they probably want to buy the land, says April Van Ryn. I mean, of course, they're not going to. They don't accept the accuracy of things like the Verrazano Bridge, the towers, which are perpendicular, but actually are further apart at the top than the bottom. They don't accept that. So how they think they're going to make it? You're a unisock. Well, Jack, if you are uni as a sock, come on in. I'd be happy to talk. But I'm assuming that's just tongue in cheek. So if they won't accept measurements like that, how they think they're going to show any level of accuracy with wooden planks, unless they're going to get steel. If they're going to get steel box sections, then you'd stand a better chance of measuring it. If it's with wood warps, wood expands and contracts with moisture levels. Yeah, so a stack load of wooden planks from the local lumber yard and a 6 foot spirit level. Yeah, we'll measure the curve with that. Actually, why didn't they fund Bev Try Thinking? All he needs is a bloody long hose. Actually, last I heard, because I kept needling him about that, saying, where's your hose experiment? He said, I've got the hose, we're pressure testing it. And he showed me he had about 3 garden hoses on the reels connected up with drips of water around them. Come on, Bev. Doesn't take that long. You just want to string some hoses together and run it along the side of a canal. I know exactly what you're going to find. I don't know where you think you're going to prove the Earth is flat from that, but there we go. At least, I'll give you this credit, Bev. You haven't had the cheek to ask for £100,000 for a few garden hoses. Well, Fee, it is a joke, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, if he said, we need $5,000 to buy lumber and whatever, or something of that order, but 100,000. I mean, with Mage, we took that balloon up. Why don't they do a Mage? They could do that. Let's say they use a bigger balloon and more expensive fancy equipment. Well, mine cost, I don't know, around $1,000. Call it $5,000 for a whiz-bang fancy balloon and gizmos. That's got to be better value than money than $100,000. Mr. 42, glad to see me smiling again. What, do you mean from earlier on in this stream? Or do you mean my last few streams and videos I've looked miserable? I don't know. Hey, either way, yeah, I'm smiling. Fork handles. We got fork handles. Got any O's? Ah, that's where we got it from, wasn't it? Got any O's? 100k could buy you a pretty good physics education. It could also get you a damn good weekend in Vegas. I'm going to do a GoFundMe. Yeah. Oh, this stream. Thanks, Mr. 42. FE Peer Review wants to go fund a Bentley to drive from Devon to Yorkshire and observe Polaris on the way. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. I mean, you're going to need transport, aren't you? Yeah. I don't know. Gold fence posts. It could be, couldn't it? I suppose they're not going to expand and contract so much, are they? Oh yes, what did I see? Right, I have seen mentioned a couple of times about Bull. I never knew Bull. Money was raised after Bull unfortunately passed away just for Christmas. Reds, I don't know whether he ran the fundraiser or he was certainly heavily involved. It was a fundraiser to help pay towards funeral and transport Bull's. I forgot what it called. It wasn't a guide dog, service dog, from where he lived across the states to his family. That has happened, and his sister, I believe, has confirmed that receipt of whatever monies. Yeah, so that one, making wild ass accusations about that situation does not sit well. Does not sit well. Why is this? I seem. Oh, that's crafty, generally shady. Hold on. Let me refresh. I read that as a $50 super chat. Right, generally shady, $2 super chat. Thank you, my friend. $50. I'll get high enough to see any curve you like. Well, yeah. Well, maybe they're planning on some damn good drugs. And hey, it's flat, it's curved. I don't give monkeys. It's whatever you want. Vaping blueberry lemonade. Mine always. Where are we? Virginia and RY4. If you've not tried RY4, Oriental tobacco with a hint of caramel and vanilla. Very nice. If you like tobacco flavours. I used to do more fruit flavours, but I'd end up with a strawberry or whatever, and the sweet ones can be a bit sticky and clag up the gubbins. And nothing like having your gubbins clagged up, is there? Hey, Seek Truth, Speak Truth. Good evening to you. And actually, Seek Truth, I don't know if you have a few minutes to spare. If you feel like it, if you want to jump in, you're welcome to, my friend. Yes, Road No Last Name, super chatted $5 US. Excuse me, I'm just going to open it up properly so I can see it. Mr. Sensible has cancer and requires $10,000 for treatment in a clinic in Las Vegas with massage therapy. Note that's not true, Rodent. That's not true at all. Mrs. Sensible is still miffed with Mr. Sensible having spent $1,000 on something, and therefore he needs $10,000 for treatment in a clinic in Las Vegas with massage therapy. I'll go for that. Incidentally, I'm hoping that the big reveal will be sooner rather than later on that object. Okay. Oh, that's quite interesting. Blue Marble says 100,000 for 10 miles of fence. That's less than $2 per foot. They're idiots. You couldn't build a barbed wire fence there. Do you know what, Blue? I hadn't even thought of costing it out per foot. Yeah, if you're saying $2 per foot and you've got posts every 10 foot, and what they're proposing is, yeah, the top rail is basically nailed on as flat as you could get it, which should follow the curve. As level, as you can get it, should follow the curve. The bottom level, the line that is forced is you get each plank to butt up and have some sort of angles, metal angles to make sure they sit at 90 to, sit flush and straight. Quite how they'll fit the wood in there, because of course, if the 90-degree bracket doesn't hold the wood exactly, you'd have to have every plank trimmed exactly. No, it's not going to work, is it? Not going to work at all. Just tell us, says Watto UK. I can't. I would really like to, and hopefully it will not be long, because it was 2 to 3 weeks, and it's got to be a good week and a half now. my video's all shot apart from the last bit where I say, here it is. So when I get it, I should be able to whip that up as fast as a whipped thing. And I'll do a live stream the very first opportunity I can. And I'll have a mini little competition in there as well, with an item that will be given away. Does that object happen to be Mr. Peel? I don't know. Oh, by the way, I finally got date for my second jab. Yay! 20th May. So I look forward to that. Mrs. S still hasn't had her second, but she has to have hers under special conditions, because apparently she's special. Not awkward or fussy at all. 27, 47, 27. Never trust an amateur masseuse. They just rub me the wrong way. They can rub me any way they want. Yeah, so Watto. Sorry, I can't. You notice I haven't posted, but there's been no more developments. I haven't posted because I'm not trying to taunt people. Yeah. Sorry, just watching the... What's happened to this? Ah, that's better. That's better. Yeah, so it looks like... sorry. It looks like Uni just wasn't aware of it, which is a shame, but there we go. Yeah, so thank you all for bearing with me tonight. I just felt that things have been getting very heated, because on one side you've got accusations flying, and on the other side you've got people getting very upset by accusations, which you can understand. And as I'm not involved, having not really known the parties involved, certainly not being involved in the GoFundMes at all, but knowing some of the people who are having accusations against them, I wanted to try and help where I could. As I said, it's not to whitewash or sweep under the carpet. If someone is guilty of something and evidence can be found to that effect, then they need to be dealt with. Absolutely. Whoever that is. I might make up some evidence about Mrs. Sensible and get her locked up. That's a plan, isn't it? Although I think she might be watching this stream tonight. I said, look, I think this is likely to be quite a heated discussion. And she said, "Oh, I'll probably watch that." Oh dear, I didn't mean it really. Not really. So, oh yeah, what was the video I had the other day? What did you guys think of that guy with Mikey Smith opposed with his moon evidence? I swear that's as dumb as Chris the Gate guy, Simon Dan's Chris the Gate guy. I swear it. Of course, there's been loads of messages. Yeah, Tommy Grunwald. I'm so happy I'm not involved in this mess. It's kind of sad to be on the sideline and see friendships torn apart. Absolutely. I mean, that's what I think, Tommy. I mean, I'm glad I'm not involved. I could have been, and I guess you could have been, if one of those people, if you had known them and they had approached you. Certainly the cancer thing from Ilya. I mean, not be funny, who would not want to help someone who's suffering from cancer? What are you going to do? You know, a friend says, "I've got cancer, I need help, I need to pay these medical bills." What are you going to do? Turn around and say, "Right, can you show me receipts? Can you prove you're a patient of that? Have you got any x-rays that show that you've got cancer of the jaw?" You're not going to do that, are you? And anyone who is honest is not going to do that. That's why scammers often will pick something like that, because they know they're not going to be challenged. They know it. You wouldn't think that someone you know would stoop so low. Well, first of all, stoop so low as to rip you off, but stoop so low as to rip you off by tugging on your heartstrings, using something like that as an excuse. So Yeah. Gary Little, I'm not sure what Mikey was abusing. It certainly got him high. Well, ceiling height anyway. Thank you, Size Strickling. Okay, Seek Truth. I did miss that, but yeah, that's cool, man. Size Strickling. Now, you're a name I've seen. I don't know how or why. I've just seen your name brought up, so I hope that you're not suffering in all this. Unless I'm missing a name, maybe it's someone else. I'm not sure, but I agree. Thank you, first of all, for saying I handled this well, and and you hope people can move on with their lives. Yeah. If someone is guilty, they need to be dealt with. There's no doubt of that. So I have no problem with that. I have a problem with the scattergun approach because, as I said, it needs to be a sharpshooter. Get the ones who have done something wrong, that you have good solid evidence. If you have a little bit of circumstantial evidence, don't say anything. Do more digging. See if you can find the evidence. If you can't, let them alone. It may well be that someone gets away with something. But that's the way the law works. There could well be a bit of evidence against you for a theft, let's say. But it's got to be beyond all reasonable doubt. Otherwise, people aren't found innocent. Everybody is innocent. They're found not guilty or guilty. So nobody has to prove their evidence except for the prosecution. In this case, Uni, and then hopefully the legal authorities, to get the evidence to show that they're guilty. Nobody has to justify their innocence. That is tough. If you genuinely think that person is doing something wrong, it's tough to accept that you haven't got enough evidence, or even haven't got enough evidence yet. But that's the way it goes. If you haven't got enough evidence to go to the authorities, you need to keep stum on it and dig for a little bit more evidence. Then if you get it, good for you. And that means that you've done everyone a favour. Couple of soup chats. Rodent, no last name again. Thank you for $5. Accusations. Oh, yeah. Accusations are not evidence, regardless of actual malfeasance, badness, actual badness. Some people sling drama for drama's sake, not for justice. Yeah, and that's my worry. As I said, and I'll say again, I'm not doing this as a bash of Uni, but people have, it's an accusation. I've seen Uni saying he's a drama queen. I've only seen a few of your streams. I'm sure you understand with all the creators, it's hard. So, it's hard to keep up with everything. You must know that people are accused of being a drama queen. Well, you did find something. There's no doubt about it. And as I said, I say well done on that. I genuinely do. Certainly, if Elia Moon had really got away with it undiscovered, what would she be doing next year? Or 6 months' time, whenever? Maybe she wouldn't. Maybe she'll try it again. Oh, I've got some further medical bills. And people would stump up. So you have put a stop to that. So thank you for that, Uni. Genuinely, thank you. Well done. But you have sort of accused or hinted that other people have done stuff wrong. Maybe they have. Get your evidence. Deal with it properly. Tuss says, remember, Uni was working with at least 2 lawyers, one of whom was a professional investigator. This wasn't just a bunch of dudes online. Didn't know what they were doing. Okay. I guess one of those is that guy Nate. I'm sure I'd heard them. I mean, I've seen one of Nate's vids about this, about the receipts and things not matching up. So yeah, it does help, and that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Excuse me again, people. Oh, I was up early, 7 o'clock start this morning. Going beyond that. Yeah. So I know that Globe Mum, who I mentioned, has now cut ties with Elia, and that's basically a friend of hers. Scammed her. Now maybe Globe Mum lost some money. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. But scammed her to the extent that she was used for the scam to be placed on subscribers of hers, and she obviously feels terrible about that. But Globe Mum, if you're listening, you should not feel terrible. It shows that you're a decent and trusting person. It shows you are of good heart and you wish to help someone who you thought and believed and was told was in some dire straits. That's to be applauded. I do understand why you might want to say to your subs, hey, this was a scam and I'm sorry, but don't beat yourself up about it. Plenty of people get conned. That's the thing about a con artist. They're good at it. They know what buttons to press, what strings to pull to trick people into believing them. And we've all heard of people who are tricked into, we get a phone call from the tax man saying you owe tax, but if you pay it now or whatever, all sorts of scams like that. Another one I've heard of, and I know that people fall foul of. I mean, to my mind, you think, how can you? But people do. Is there's been some fraudulent activity on your bank account. We need you to take your cash out, and we'll check it. And people take the cash out and hand it over to be checked. So a lot of people lose a lot of money, a lot of scams. What's all these plus ones then? What's all these plus ones? Hello Adam L. Hello Keela. Hello Nerd Angle. Oh well. Look, I mean, I can see threats in there. Threats in here from a mod. I'm not sure what to make of it. Generally Shady says, hit the like button or I'll play Nathan Oakley's channel outside your house for a week, 24/7. Like. Actually, let me just refresh this page. Oh, do you know what? That's a bit better. It said 10 likes. And I thought, well, hold on. I know there's 170 watching right now, but it was a lot more earlier on. How the hell did I end up with only 10 likes? That's a bit better. So thanks for bringing that to our attention, General. That was really weird. Kristin Frost laser beams. Sort of confused. This whole thing is an internet drama and people are lumping everyone into them or us. Absolutely. Also, when real people involved. Yeah, this is it, Kristin. It isn't. It shouldn't be them and us, as in UniRock's lot. Flat, Globe Earth community. It shouldn't be like that. It should be the baddies and everyone else. And the baddies are the ones who have decided to scam people or who are aware of a scam. You don't throw everyone under the bus. You just don't. So, yeah, it's all very difficult. Martin H isn't multi-tom-tom. Good. Tuss says, people got scammed by Ilya. That's a terrible thing, but they were warned and ignored the warnings and attacked the people who warned them instead. Right. Yeah, now, as I said, I actually wasn't even aware of the GoFundMe. I'll admit I'm not really the best with regard to social media and that, and a lot of this, and being socially aware in situations with people. A lot of it goes over my head, which annoys Mrs S no end. But on the other hand, it's kept me out of trouble, apparently. Yeah, I heard that some people are warned. And if you're warned but decide to go ahead, then find out that warning's correct, those people are going to be kicking themselves if they've put money in after they were warned. Attacking the people who warned them, yeah. Now I'm not sure what level that is. You know, if Tusk, let's say Tusk was holding a GoFundMe for whatever reason, apparently genuine reason, and I said to Fred, I'm going to give a few quid to Tusk because of this reason, and he says, oh no, that Tusk, he's a wrong un. Well, my dealings with you to date, Tusk, there's been no reason for me to doubt what sort of person you are. So I would be quite likely to ignore that warning, and then afterwards, if it turned out to be a case, I'd be kicking myself, of course. But should I attack Fred? No, I shouldn't really attack Fred. So if people have attacked those done the warnings, that is wrong. I should say, hey Fred, look, I do know Tusk. I've dealt with him for a long time. I'm sure it's okay. So I if I decide to ignore the warning that Fred gives me, and maybe even justify why I trust you, that's fine. But I shouldn't attack Fred because, well, I suppose unless I thought Fred was just trying to stir up trouble. But if Fred was being genuine, but I didn't think he was right, then that should be the end of it, shouldn't it? That should be the end of it. Oh, Gary, not really sure what's happening there. He should again. Good. I just seen your post was approved by someone. Crafty Keeler, Mr. S, there is a huge issue in this community. It can't be dealt with until it's all out in the open. Everything will be explained in full. I don't know the details. I am aware that there are certain other things, Keeler. I can only speak on what I know, which is the two issues, the Hufford thing, which for those who joined late, he definitely did wrong. He definitely lied. He's admitted it. Whether he did anything illegal, don't know. Certainly immoral, and shouldn't have happened. But with Ilya Moon, she's outright conned people out of money and has basically said, yeah, I lied. That's despicable. But yeah, I'm aware there's other things. And maybe more news will come out. We'll find out that Tusk is a right bad un, and he's been conning us all, but taking advantage of his mod status. He's been deleting people as they're about to do super chats and stuff like that. It could all come out in the open, of course. And I think the only thing you can do is have an open mind. If someone makes an accusation and feels they have some evidence to present, then I suppose we need to look at that evidence. But see, for me, let's talk about Ilya Moon. Let's say whatever reason I felt uncomfortable about the situation, I did just enough digging to try and find some stuff out. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, sorry, it's not related. It's not related, and I forgot what I was saying. Great. What was I saying? Oh, right, yes. If it was me and I'd become a bit suspicious of Ilya and done a bit of digging and found she was wrong, I might say, well, who does she know? She knows Fred, Joe and Sally. So I might talk to Fred, Joe and Sally. Look, Ilya's doing this, but I've found this. What do you think? And if they thought, well, that doesn't look right, does it? Then I would go to her and ask her to, look, Ilya, you said that you're raising money for this, but I've got, come across this evidence, or come across this fact, that doesn't look right. Can you explain it? And actually, I guess people have done that, and she was quite happy to lie to them. So it's then a question of, do I then get convinced, oh, right, fair enough, I understand it, yeah, that's cool. Or, if I'm still not happy, I go to the police. What you can't do is just blast out videos saying, ha, that person's guilty, that person's a scammer. Because you do that sort of thing, you're going to get your arse sued. So actually, Uni, if you have watched this stream, you should be careful anyway. And that's in no way a threat, but you should be careful in that whether people like what you've done or how you've done it or not, you've actually done a favour to this community by discovering these two things. Okay, Sean Hufford is now out of the picture. Ilya Moon is out the picture, who was a definite, admits she lied. So if you scattergunned and accused people X, Y, and Z, and one of them sues your ass, then you could be out of the picture as well, which then means you're unable to do what you've done, in future. So if there is another scammer out there that you potentially could have found, you're not in a position to do that. And I wouldn't want that. Yeah. It is all very difficult. And actually, just in case you have watched this, Uni, if you do want to come on this stream to have a talk, I'm very open to that. Just reach out to me, and we can sort it. Or I can go on your stream. I'm cool with that as well. What's this, Gary? Most people don't do creepy things in their front, or people can watch what they're doing knowing that it looks creepy. Gary, that just sounds creepy to me. Ah, right. Actually, Multi-Tum-Tum, good evening to you. That comment is exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what you cannot and should not do. Mr. Sensible, is Fight the Flat Earth innocent then? Absolutely, Tom Tom, and so are you, and so is Gary, so is Colon, Tuss, Joe. We are all innocent. You don't have to prove you're innocent. Okay? You don't have to prove that. If someone believes that Fight or you have done something wrong, then they need to find some evidence to the extent that it's enough to... sorry, just adjust this a bit. I've got terrible whistling feedback. I'm not sure. No, hello. Oh, that's better. I've been running with that crap all night. Yeah. If they think they have some evidence against Fight, what they need to do is pull that evidence together and go to the authorities. So I don't have to justify Fight being innocent. By definition, he is innocent. If you don't like it, if you think he's done something wrong, then you go find and show that he's done something wrong and take it to the police, okay? I will not have anyone being accused of being guilty of stuff on my channel with no evidence, okay? And it doesn't matter whether Fight is a friend of mine or not, Tom Tom, okay? You could be saying that against, well, actually, against anyone, flat earther or globe. You cannot just say, so can you prove that he's innocent? No, it doesn't work like that. He is innocent. Absolutely. There's no damn way I'd want you as a juror if I was in court for something. Oh, and there's another Dr. Stinky Butt the Butler. I think, I could be wrong, I think I've seen you in the comments on Unis. You are welcome here. But you're very sus of FTFE. This, again, is what I'm talking about. I call you Doctor. This is what I'm talking about, Doctor. How passive aggressive. I'm very suspicious of him. When did he stop beating his wife? That's not how it works. You cannot do that. That's you think you're being clever if you turn around and said, Fred Bloggs is guilty of so and so, then you know that, and you've got no evidence of that. Fred Bloggs could potentially sue you. So you think you're being clever by saying, I'm very suspicious of him, thinking that you'll be able to say, well, I didn't say he did it. No, but you're putting or trying to put that thought into people's minds. That's enough. That's enough. You can't do that. Well, you can, but then you can get your arse sued. And as Godless Scummer says, Footfee is innocent until proven otherwise, just as anyone is. Yeah. I mean, do you get that, Doctor? Joe Webbard, the third official, says, to be fair, a lot of people in this community would not want as a juror. Yes. You're just stating your opinion, which you can. Yes, Doctor, that's true. And I'm not stopping you. Okay? When I say you can't do that, I mean, how shall I rephrase it? It's not the right thing to do. And if you say things like that, I mean, you're saying that about fights, okay? So I'm sure you won't mind us using him as an example. It's his income, his job, business. I'm not sure if it's his full time or not, but certainly partly at least, it's an income for him. He's got to protect that. And by saying things like that, oh, I think he might be a bit dodgy. You don't do that. You've shown no evidence. If you said, oh, I think he might be a bit dodgy, because look, here's photos of him doing that, here's receipts about this, here's where he said so and so, and it's a lie, then you can say he looks dodgy, in which case you take that to the authorities, whoever they are, whether it's something about YouTube and get him shut down, or you go to the police or whatever. But no, do you I'm not wishing to be rude, but do you really think that people are too stupid to see what you're doing by making a comment like that? Because I am not, but if I was to say, do you know what? It has crossed my mind that Dr. Stinky Butt, the butler, has got that name because, he likes abusing. No, you can't say that. I have no evidence for that. And that is poison, okay? It's poison to our community because you're trying to poison our... It's poison to UniRock as well. As I said, UniRock has done some good stuff by bringing this out, but with people who are making comments like that, basically picking a target because Fight knows Reds, for instance. Well, I know Fight, and that's how I felt uncomfortable, that straight away someone was, do you know, I wonder what he's hiding. I'm hiding nothing. And then when I turned around and said, I don't know Sean, I don't know Ilya either, I did not advertise their fundraisers, I did not contribute to their fundraisers, I knew nothing about their fundraisers. They had to shut up because they got absolutely zero hope of getting evidence against me in connection with any of that because I wasn't even aware of it. So I know that I'm safe. Yeah. Yeah, Brian's right. It's poisoning the well. I mean, Dr. Butt, Dr. Butt, if you're still here, do you see what I'm saying? Okay? If you have some evidence, that's fine. If you came to me and said, here, Mr. S, I've got all this evidence against Fight, I'd be looking at it, for God's sake, that looks bad. What do I do? Do I take it to the authorities? Do I tell you to go to the authorities? Do I contact Fight and say, here, look, someone's come to me with this accusation against you? Yeah, but they've got all this evidence. No, all we've got is someone making like a schoolboy accusations. AT2, hello. What about people that have refused to look at the evidence and actively run away from a conversation? Well, I'm not aware of the circumstances of that, so I'm just talking as general AT. It's difficult, isn't it? I suppose it depends on the attitude. Now, if that Dr. Butt now came to me, I'm going to be less inclined to either listen to him or believe him. He's blown it with his attitude. But you're sort of saying they refused to look at evidence. Well, let's say you came to me with evidence about what's her name? Ilia Moon. Came to, said, Mr. Sensible, look at this evidence against Ilia Moon. Well, I've had nothing to do with her. It's not, I've not pushed it, contributed it, or anything, and I might just might not be interested. If it's a friend of mine, and you said I've got evidence Ilia's doing a scam, it may be unwise, but there's gonna be that level of, well, this is a friend of mine. I've known him for 2 years, say, done collaborations with them. I don't think they're doing anything wrong. I'm just not interested. I've got a feeling that you may be just attacking. Okay? No, in fact, you weren't. You had some evidence. I could then be wrong, and I've got taken in. And we know that that's happened, which is why people have apologised and said, for God's sake, they lied to me. It's not a crime not to look at evidence, 82. It could be a mistake. It's not a crime. And so you could turn around and say, well, look, Mr. Sensible, you were told 6 months ago about this, and I'd have to say, yeah, I didn't look at the evidence. I didn't believe you. So sue me. That's not a crime. I suppose it gets a bit more awkward if I refused to look at the evidence and the accusation was a GoFundMe that I'm promoting on my channel. I could have stopped it sooner if I had known sooner. So that would make me a bit more irresponsible. I still wouldn't be guilty of anything because I was running or promoting that in good faith, but there was the opportunity for me to stop it sooner, which I just didn't accept or look into. It is difficult. It is difficult. Yeah. Let me be more specific. You have evidence and reason to question a person. You try to talk directly to that person, they turn away. Right. Well, okay. So let's just say, just for the sake of argument, you're running a GoFundMe, AT, and I've been pushing it on my channel. AT's running his GoFundMe. He needs a new car, and I think he deserves it. Excellent. And people have been saying, hold on, here's some evidence. 82 can't drive. He's got no driving license. Something like that. Okay, so I got hard evidence. So I come to you and say, AT, I've heard that you can't drive, and you're asking a GoFundMe for a new car, and you don't answer me. Yeah, I would start to feel uncomfortable then. Well, hold on, AT. He's shown me this document that says that you got, I don't know, stopped for no driving license. You can't, you want me to help fund your car. Yeah, under those circumstances, if you kept refusing to explain it, it's difficult, isn't it? I might have no evidence, but I would certainly be wanting to stop pushing that fund me. Excuse me again. I don't know if I've got that analogy right. Self-driving car. Well done, sarcastic barman. Dr. Butt, I apologise for my comment seeming poisoning everyone. Well, thank you. You see, I appreciate that. I really, genuinely do. Okay? Whatever any person, whether it's Hufford, Ilya, or whoever, have done, you need evidence, okay? Just don't go slinging that sort of stuff around, because it doesn't help. It doesn't help Unicide either, okay? Because all it does is it gets everyone's backs up, and it's unfair because people could sling those accusations about you as well, and you wouldn't want to be the butt of that. I certainly wouldn't. It's hurtful, you know. 82. I don't feel I answered your point very well. Let me read it again. Let me be more specific. You have evidence and reason to question a person. You try to talk directly to that person about it. Yeah. So if someone just said, "Yeah, I think that 82 is dodgy," then I wouldn't regard that as evidence. If they said, "I've heard that 82 has a criminal record," I might ask you, "Hey, look, someone said you've got a criminal record." No. Well, I might leave it at that. But if they then showed me your rap sheet with all your prison photos and whatever, and look, I've got evidence, and you kept refusing, then yeah, I should not proceed. But I'm going to say, let's say I did, I wouldn't be guilty of anything other than being irresponsible, and I suppose I'd be responsible for continuing to post it, and my subscribers or viewers had decided to help fund your car in this case. I would certainly look like a right idiot, wouldn't I? It's all very difficult, extremely difficult. So I jumped out the room accidentally here. Oh, that's weird. Okay. What do you call a dog-blind dog with no sense of direction? I don't know. Right, well... Oh... Godless Scum says, "Mr. Sensible, can I accuse Matt Powell of having a giant inflatable banana he calls Dr. Peel, even though I have no evidence for that claim?" That's not an accusation, is it? Or at least not a criminal one. Because he's allowed to have a giant inflatable banana in his backyard and call it Dr. Peel. It's only certain things that he's not allowed to do with that giant inflatable banana, because the law might get involved. So we need evidence for that. Malicious bloke, I missed the start. Okay, from the top. No, we're not going from the top. Yeah, there's a lot of detail in there. I'd suggest if you need to perhaps watch it from the beginning. I basically talked about the situation, and I've hold on. Got another super chat. I don't want to miss that. Rodent, no last name again. $5 US. I guarantee you will be a defendant in a slander suit eventually, and he'll use the Fox News defence. Cannot be understood to have been stating facts. Well, to be honest, like I said, I don't want that to happen to him. I genuinely don't. I don't want it to happen to anyone. People should try and avoid slander. If you've got evidence, you're not slandering. If so, he didn't slander Ilya, did he? Because it turns out she did what it was he claimed she'd done. So that's fine. But if he turned round and said, "Do you know, I've got a sneaking suspicion that Mr. S has done exactly the same," that's slander, because he's got no evidence for that. And so, yeah, potentially, and I know that in the States it's more litigious than it is here. I don't know if it's easier to do. It's certainly a damn expensive thing to do here. It could end up at the base of at the arse end or the sharp end or whatever you want to call it of a libel suit, couldn't he? Or slander if you're speaking. Is that right? Yeah, slander if you're speaking, libel if you're writing. That's right. Oh, night. Brian Pop Robson, bed buys for me and lots of Z's. Go count the Z's. Check your eyelids for pinholes while you're at it. Yeah, 82. Sue's still in there. I hope. I acknowledge it wasn't a very good answer to your question. I appreciate it's a difficult situation. I don't know who it is you might be talking about, and to be honest, I don't want to know. People have to justify their own behaviour, really, don't they? But I've tried to answer it as best I can. Oh, I see you say you got to jump in the car. Well, thanks for coming. Take care. I'll tell you what. General Shade, what do you call a fly with no wings? A walk, yes. What do you call a penguin with a chainsaw? Sir, I would say. Anyway, let's get a couple people in, just for a little chat for a while. How are we for time? Yeah, let's get a couple of people in for a chat. I see Mr. 42 has been here a long time, as well as Gary G. Let me grab those. Hello, 42. Hello. If you're still awake. And hello, Gary G. They've all nodded off, haven't they? Gary G, Gary G. Oh, if I missed something here. All right, thanks for that, Colon. Thank you. Well, it looks like those two are asleep. Let's try another one.
I'm here.
Oh, you are here. And I switched on the desktop audio. Hello, good evening to you, Gary G and 42.
Howdy do. How are you guys?
Yeah, not so bad, thank you. I'm not sure how much of the stream you both caught.
I caught a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And have you been following these situations, or is it all news to you?
Mostly it's news to me, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Oh, good night, FE peer review. Yeah, sorry, 42.
I have been following it since the Whiskey Wednesday.
Oh, right, yes. Yeah. See, it is a painful situation. It's not painful to me financially or any way like that. It's painful in that I'm seeing people that I like and care for getting hurt. You know?
That's the worst part of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's good people who have fallen for a scam. They may not have lost financially, and no doubt they're kicking themselves for letting other people know about these fundraisers, because they know that some of their subscribers and viewers have lost money. I mean, I'd feel terrible if anyone here had made a donation to a GoFundMe I, in effect, recommended and informed them of, and if it turned out to be a scam, I would feel bad.
Yeah, that is the sentiment of some other creators as well that I've seen.
Yeah, but I'd have done nothing wrong if I genuinely believed that Sally Spratt had, some medical problem and couldn't raise the money. So I said, look, guys, Sally Spratt's got this problem. Can we try and help? People chucking some, and it turns out Sally's a con artist. Well, yeah, I'd feel bad for the people. I would say, look, I'm sorry about that. I'll try and be more careful next time, and I would. But I've done nothing wrong. I did the decent thing, trying to help out a fellow human being.
That is absolutely true, but in your mind you still feel a little bit responsible, and that's not something that your mind can overcome with logic. The logic
or
is
cheese.
You're not, or cheese. The logic is you are not responsible, but your feeling could be different.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, I saw Globe Mum's done a video, and I felt really bad for her. She obviously felt terrible that people have been in that situation, but she's done nothing wrong. I did see that Uni was asking. What? I'm sorry. Say again, Gary.
I say that doesn't alleviate your own guilt, because
No.
in effect you've made a recommendation that has gone awry, even though you made it in good faith.
And
You still have an aspect of guilt there if you're human.
yeah, you mean a feeling of guilt rather than. Well, I mean, there's nothing. You've done nothing legally wrong. You haven't conned anyone. You've made a mistake that then has cost some people money based on your recommendation.
Yes.
Yeah. But I did see. I'm not sure the background of it, but I did see that Uni was saying to her to come on a debate with him. Well, she's a lady. You know, I don't know if you have followed Global Mum. She's just a nice lady who has tried to help out and has got caught by a scammer.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, she's actually put the video out. She's said sorry to her subs, and do you know what? Every single comment I read on that video was saying, "Look, you don't need to apologise to me," which I thought was wonderful. But she certainly doesn't need to be dragged over the coals by Uni or anyone, unless he has some evidence that shows that, you know, a tape recording of a planned meeting when she was involved planning how they. No, if you've got something like that, then fine. Yeah, she needs to be dealt with, and that's by the authorities. As it stands, she's a lady who's also a victim. Maybe she's not had a financial loss. I don't know. Maybe she contributed herself. But she's a victim in that she has hurt her subscribers, which has made her feel bad. That's enough.
Yeah, that's terrible enough.
Sorry, I've just seen your screen.
Yeah. Yeah. For the people in the chat, I have to put a text up there about Matt Powell that I will not read in full.
No. Incidentally, I've got a video coming out on Saturday, and it's about Matt Powell.
Ooh.
Yeah, but bananas may or may not be mentioned, but it is not about his backyard and what may or may not allegedly be in it.
Oh, is it about his stepdaddy that he's running into now?
No, it's about one of his videos. It's a debunk one of his videos.
Dr. Dino had a video up yesterday, anti-quickie blender.
Yeah, right.
Atheist.
Well, I do say at the end of this video that, bearing in mind something. See, I was watching his video and I thought, yeah, I'm going to do it. But at the end of it, he just said something that really got my goat. And I was saying at the end of the video, you know, that I think that's terrible. You've got my attention. I'll be coming back to you again, and I will. I think he's despicable.
Yeah, he is. Even in his own standards, he should be despicable. According to his own Bible, he is doing nothing good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this. You've got to lie to flirt. I mean, if you have to be a disgusting person in order to push your God, you're entitled to your God. That's fine. But if you have to be a disgusting person to do it, then what does that say about it?
Depends upon which side of that Bible you're standing on.
What do you mean? Am I a Christian or not?
No. Well, basically it depends upon whether you accept the Bible or don't accept the Bible. If you're accepting the Bible, you're typically in with a whole conflux of people that agree with you. So anybody that states an opposite opinion to what you and that group believe, well, you're obviously wrong, because you don't agree with us.
Yeah, but where the particular problem is, because that's the same with anything with flat Earth or left-right politics or whatever, or even what football team you support. But the difference is with when it comes to religion, either you agree with me and you're right, or you are evil. I mean, that's different, and either you agree with me or you're wrong. I mean, because any disagreement we have, we might have, I don't know, choice of hairstyle, okay, and I can say no, you are wrong. It's much better to be like this, and that's fine. But that's not saying you don't believe bold is best. Then you're evil. You'll burn in hell, and so will your children. And I don't want to speak. Yeah.
Just remember, God only made a few perfect heads. The rest he covered with hair.
That's right. I remember that. I've had a super chat from, sorry, is that Tom? Yeah, Tom Wildbrand. Thank you, Tom, for $5 US to be for fun. Well, thank you very much for that, Tom. Appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, go on. 42.
I said thank you, Tom.
I've actually watched loads and loads of debates recently, working at home because I can have it just playing in the background. So I've sort of pretty much worked my way through Fight the Flat Earth, modern day debates, and I've been watching a few Christopher Hitchens and what's the other guy's name? Oh, I've got his face picture right now. I can't think who he is.
Richard Dawkins.
That's the one. Yep. Very different styles, but Christopher Hitchens, his put downs are just brilliant. Absolutely love him.
There is a term called hitch slap.
I know. It's a very good term.
Place to be with an H.
This morning I saw the speed run that FTFE did on rage quitting.
Oh yes.
That
was it
very
26
fun as well.
minutes or something?
It was around half an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
very
I watched that one today as well.
And MC Toon had him beat.
Yes, I heard. So I think he's taken it as a challenge. Clive Wells says, that's no hairstyle. That's a small moon. I like that.
Well, you are always facing the same way.
Yeah, you always get the same face. Yeah.
So
and if you're watching this in Australia, the face will be rotated 180 degrees, of course.
Yeah, that's what Aimless Demon had problems with this week.
Did he?
He was upside down in the stream. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's always a full moon, isn't it? It's never a total eclipse of my face. I suppose I could switch.
You always set the camera on the dark side.
Well, I was just about to switch off the lights, but I realised that switch off half a dozen other things as well, so I better not. I really screwed the stream up.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Hello, Osvaldo Greco. How are you? I've just seen you in the chat. Not seen you around for a while. Our man says at least it's curved. Yeah, but is it the horizon? Does the curve cause the horizon or? See, no, it's not. It's real. It's real. It's not fake. Not fake at all. That was a forest moon. There's no sign of a forest. No, the forest moon was Endor, wasn't it? With the what are those little furry things called?
You can always go.
Ewoks.
You can always go to the barber and get a buff and polish.
What? I did actually read earlier on today, honestly, straight up, that with statistics they found that bald men are statistically more likely to come to harm from COVID. Whether that means you catch it or want to catch it, or it means you're more likely to suffer if you catch it, I don't know. So my cunning plan is to very, very quickly grow a full head of hair, and I shall be putting in every effort and working on that from tomorrow. Ewoks is charisma, and same to you, mate. Stinky Butt the butler. Thank you. I hope you felt that you were treated fairly, and I addressed your comment fairly and sensibly. I hope you enjoyed it, and you come back again, okay? And if you are going to be in Uni's comments and that, please let people know if you feel I gave a fair shout out about it, okay? And I wasn't trying to put anyone down, wasn't having a total go at anyone. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Good night to you too. Well, that's nice. Hopefully I've made a couple of friends, because there was someone else here. I forgot who it was. Seemed to be a uni person and made some positive comments, which is nice. The Turtle Moose says, am I trying to get whacked? What do you mean, am I trying to get whacked?
Oh, that's Kent Hovind whacking.
Oh, him. Oh, yeah. That is so pathetic, isn't it? Oh, I saw... who's the guy who did the 10 questions that Flat Earthers can't answer?
Answer it. Yeah, I think there's more than one doing it.
Yeah, but I can't think who he is. Not Doctor... Oh, I can't see it, but I can't remember. I saw him in a debate with Hovind, and Hovind was used his usual. I taught science and physics, or science and maths for 15 years. He said, only you didn't, did you, Ken? Ken. Yeah, yes, I did. I did. No, you didn't. You lied to Sunday school children or something like that. Good point. I can hear something in the background. Who said
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. Were you getting told off?
I was looking for the answer. Who asked the questions?
Yeah.
So
Professor Dave. Alman's got it. Well done. And Clive Wells. Professor Dave. That's it. Right. Yeah, he is awesome. That was a brilliant debate. I recommend that on Modern Day Debates. Professor Dave Kent Hovind, because when he presented his evidence, he was brilliant. He said, we've got all this evidence, and you say a book says a thing. Then we've got all this evidence, and of course, to counter that, you say a book says a thing. And he went through it again. Absolutely brilliant. And I think he said that he wasn't really aware of Kent beforehand, so he watched a couple of his videos. He had him down to pat. He knew exactly what arguments Kent was going to come up with. Well, if you've seen one Kent Hovind debate, you've seen them all. He used the same. He's using exactly the same slides he was using back in the days of his tussles with Thunderfoot.
And his son is doing the same, exactly in the same words.
Yeah, only with different slides. Actually, what's happened to Eric? I'm not sure. Oh, and one thing Kent did, it was so precious. He said something about not wanting his taxes to pay for the evolution to be taught. Taxes to be paid for evolution to be taught in schools, and Professor Dave turned around and said, "Do you really want to go there? Taxes, Ken? Do you, Ken?" For those who don't know, Kent Hovind, I think, spent 10 years. Was it 10 years in prison?
He was sentenced for 10
Something
years.
like
I
that.
think he was 8 in prison.
Yeah,
Not
for
evasion.
not paying up taxes. Yes, so that was sweet. Somewhere on the internet there is a photo of him with his prisoner number. I've seen that before.
He's in the same category with Al Capone.
Yeah,
That's how they got Capone.
it was. It was.
Isn't there the guy in chat with a number that is I think his inmate number minus the -1017 at the end?
Martin H, that's fine. Everyone, can we just wait while he nips off to get coffee? We won't say a word. Off you go, Martin. Godless Scummer says, myself and One Ring did an entire Dungeon Dragon stream where the premise was that we were tax inspectors raiding Kent's dinosaur park, and we still couldn't get onto Whack an Atheist. Disappointed. Oh dear. Yeah, Kent is so sad.
There's only one answer for that. He wasn't prepared for that.
No, well, that's true. He has learnt one thing, though, because an argument he used to use, again back in the Thunderfoot days, was the Hovind theory. Have you heard of that?
Probably if you explain the gist of it, but not from name.
Okay. It was known as the Hovind theory, and that's that we used to have a dome of ice over us. So the air pressure was a lot higher, which is why dinosaurs and other animals grew so big. And for whatever reason, the dome collapsed, and all the ice was attracted to the north and south poles, which is why we've got the Arctic and Antarctica, and why it's so cold there, because all the ice landed there. And Thunderfoot absolutely slaughtered it and did the calculations of the heat that would be generated with that amount of ice falling through the atmosphere. It would basically have incinerated the world. And he gave that up after a while, which is...
That is pretty stupid indeed, yeah.
It is. Yeah, the Hovind. Well, actually, 42. I would recommend have a look at Thunderfoot's excellent series. Why do people laugh at creationists? It's about 40 videos, and there's story arcs that go on, including Kent and Venom Fang X, who really is no more.
YouTube has been recommending me this for over a year. Now I have to watch it for sure. Now you say it.
What? Why do people laugh at creationists?
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, some of it will look a bit old and dated, and a lot of the stuff you will really enjoy it. Honestly, it's cracking. what was it I saw? Bob Nadell's gyroscope, thanks Bob, says, Mr. S, I didn't know Kent Hovind did time. Yes, indeed. He basically didn't pay taxes because he didn't think he'd need to.
And I think he's going to try to file a lawsuit against that right now. He's working on that, as far as I understood.
Well, bearing in mind he served his however many 7 years or whatever out of 10, he didn't manage to persuade him. You know, you think that would be the time to challenge it while you're doing it, not after you're out.
Well, the thing is, if he would win, then he wouldn't, but then you get a shitload of money, of course. So that might be a reason.
That's true.
Wait.
I tell you what would be sweet though if they said, yeah, you're right, Ken. Here, here's 10 million. Sorry, by the way, we're going to tax it. Oh, Colon, thank you very much for coming tonight. Appreciate it. Appreciate your help.
He's cheesy.
Hello, Amy. Amy Hogan. And what was it? Yes, 27, 47, 27. Just took my kids' taxes by eating 38% of their ice cream. Yes. There's a joke about that, or a meme about that, about different political systems where you take all your money, buy a load of ice creams and give them to someone else. Is communism, that sort of thing. Oh, well, Dark Knight Apologetics says he's a Christian, did enjoy Why Do People Laugh at Creationists, found it very funny. That's right. I mean, obviously, I'm not a religious person at all. I'm not a Christian. If someone wants to be, I have no problem with that. But the stupidity, absolute rank stupidity of some of those people, they deserve to be called out. There was also this idiot, oh God, I wish I remembered his name. He had this theory about dragons. We've all heard of dragons. Well, apparently, if you... friction makes things hot, and dragons' nostrils were very small apparently, so as they breathed they get really hot and make fire. What? And this was a guy who was supposedly an educated man. Absolutely ridiculous.
That isn't Mudfossil University, right?
No, it's not. No, it's not him.
Okay.
No. I'm pretty sure you'll see that in Why Do People Laugh at Creationists. So I'll tell you what, your challenge, should you wish to accept it, is to watch several episodes before the next stream. Start at the beginning, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it, 42. I really am.
Well, since I work at home, I have every day during work I watch YouTube videos, so I have all the time in the world.
Excellent. You're going to love it. And have you watched Thunderfoot before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
What I just don't like about him, how he is bashing against Elon Musk, even if it's not making 100% sense. He does make a few points very correctly, especially for the loop.
You'll also enjoy his videos debunking stupid GoFundMe sort of inventions like self-filling water bottle and all the stuff about solar freaking roadways. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Those I have seen already, and they are freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Godless Gummer says Kent was convicted all 58 counts of his indictment. That's not a good success rate, is it?
58.
Oh, Nimrod's off to watch Crafty Keeler. Yeah, I understand she's got a stream. I think Colon dropped a link to that if anyone is wandering off. Just above. Let's see if I don't know if I can...
Mr. S, I'm going to have to go too. Thank you for bringing me in.
Okay, Gary. So, sorry you didn't actually get to say much, did you?
Fine, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us. Well, look, there's the link for Crafty Keeler's stream. I just dropped it in. So it's just coming up on 11 now. And looking at this, she's about to start in 1 minute. So perhaps people would like to pop over there. I think what I'll do is I'll probably wind up this stream now.
I dropped my link as well for people who want to subscribe to me. I reached 100 last week. Thank you very much, all people. Nice one.
I'll just do a final check because I don't want to miss if there was any chats. No, that's it. I'm up to date. That's cool. Okay, right. So I shall say Thank you, 42, and Gary, who's just gone. Thank you, everyone, for watching this and being understanding. I know it was a lot of me talking at you guys, but I really felt that some stuff that needs to be said, and I want to get things off my chest. And hopefully, I'm bearing in mind we had a couple of people who are obviously from Uni's channel, and they didn't sort of just get into a Yabu fight with people here. Hopefully, that's helped to whatever extent to calm the waters. I hope so. Barman, go ahead, my friend. Just do that before I close the stream.
Indeed.
Or shall I wait till he's just about to send it and then quickly switch off? Oh dear.
The chat will still be active for a little bit.
I know.
That doesn't help.
No. I suppose I could block him though, couldn't I?
That would be very mean.
Oh, hello,
Nice.
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
So what I will say is I've got a video out in, I think it's 2 days, Saturday, about, what's his name again, 42?
Which?
Banana guy.
Oh, Dr. Peel. Matt Powell.
Matt Powell, that's it. Matt Powell. Yes, so a video about Matt Powell, not about his banana. It is a debunked video, although bananas may get a mention from time to time.
Which clip are you using?
Sorry, Walter says, great show, Shirley. Walter, I was thinking about that the other day. I haven't said that for a long time, have I? Slap my arse and call me Shirley. Thank you for remembering.
I have been collecting the Dr. Peel clips, and I have over 50 right now.
Are you getting those to Dan, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm sharing the folder with Dan for including in his special.
Excellent. Because I've got a feeling I may be in there somewhere, mightn't I?
Maybe more than once even.
Wow, cool. Very good.
But that's up to Dan.
Yeah.
He's making
Yeah. So I'm going to have to pay him, aren't I? Again, if I want to get shown.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, listen, thank you very much, 42. Everybody, Barman, did you get your link in there? I didn't. Yes, you did. Oh, Barnabas Nagy. Or actually, that would be Barnabas Nudge. That's Hungarian, Nudge. Video from earlier tonight. I was thinking about him the other day. He's gone quite quiet, hasn't he? Okay, so there's another recommendation, a Barman vid, and we've got Crafty Keeler, who's probably just started. Oh, it says waiting for, so he's about to start. And so when you go over there, can everyone say to Tusk, who's over there, that he's a traitor for abandoning my stream early? give him a hard time. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Say thank you very much, everyone, to everyone who's viewed, subscribers, members, patrons, and visitors tonight. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. He looks up there to get on the button. Take care. Good night.
Mr. Sensible, bring me some cheese, and get me only the best if you please. Here are some flowers, let me display them. Hey, Dr. Warlow, you have Arnold slay them. Mr. Sensible, you are a man. Every subscriber is a faithful fan. Bring your logic and your cheese. Mr. Sensible, help us out, please. Mr. Sensible, I needed proof of gravity, so I jump off the roof. It's hard enough, let me go further. Why was I ever such a darn flat earther? Mr. Sensible, I'm such a clown. I am the laughing stock of the town. Bring your logic and your cheese. Mr. Sensible, help me out, please. Mr. Sensible, bring me a sphere, to which the waters of the oceans adhere, have explanations, but let me be candid. So clear that all the fluffers understand it. Mr. Sensible, please hear my call, and so on. Help us out,